Killer's parents. There was a student. Mark was his name. He was depressed and nobody seemed to be able to help him. His parents got him the best psychologist, but nothing seemed to work out. Mark tried to live with his depression. He continued to attend college and other extracurricular activities, but nothing could take the pain in his heart away. Mark was involved in an accident. He hit a motorcyclist with his car. The motorcyclist died and Mark felt responsible even though he tried all he could to avoid hitting the motorcyclist. Mark couldn't forgive himself even as the accident was reviewed and he was deemed to not be at fault. He always felt a dark cloud cover him. A dark cloud not even the warmth of the sun could clear away. One day, in class, he screamed, "I am sorry. I didn't mean to," with tears streaming down his face as he ran out of the classroom. That was the last time everyone saw Mark in school. Mark's parents were distraught. They didn't know what to do. He got worse as he was barely eating and was crying all the time. After a few weeks, a professor from Mark's college came to his house and spoke with his parents. "Mark needs to seek forgiveness," he said. "How?" Mark's mother asked. The professor smiled as he assured Mark's mom. "Don't worry. Leave that to me." A week after, the professor returned. He came with a man and a woman. Mark's mom looked at the professor. He flashed her an assuring smile. "These are the people that will cure Mark from his depression." Mark's mother looked hopeful. She wanted her son back. "These past weeks have been rough on her." Mark's mom took the visitors to his room. She knocked on his door. "Mark, you have a visitor." She heard no response. This was how he was. He barely talked to anyone. "We will take it from here," the professor said, again with a smile on his face. Mark's mom felt more at ease. The professor opened the door to Mark's room and was hit by a wave of oppressive darkness in the room as there was no form of light in the room. The professor switched on the light and opened up the window. Mark shrunk at the light, but apart from that, he didn't talk. "Mark," the professor called and he introduced the two strangers, the man and the woman, to him. Mark looked at them, shocked. They were the parents of the motorcyclist he accidentally hit. They looked at him. They were smiling at him. Mark felt tears welling up in his chest. "I didn't mean to. I am sorry." Mark repeated the same thing as if he were in a trance. "Tell us how it happened," the mother of the motorcyclist asked. Mark told them everything. He couldn't look at them. He was expecting them to cry and hit him. Suddenly, he felt a warmth he hadn't felt in a long time. The parents of the motorcyclist had hugged him. Mark's mom, who was watching the events, began to cry. The professor himself had tears in his eyes. "I am sorry," Mark continued to repeat. "We forgive you." The parents of the motorcyclist echoed. "Why?" Mark asked. They told him they were hurt and sad when they first heard the news of the accident. They explained to him that life was always meant to end. They told him part of life was to continue to forgive and live on when bad things happened. They told Mark that he had stopped living and their son wouldn't want that. The parents of the motorcyclist told him to live for the sake of himself and for the sake of their son. Then they asked him to forgive himself. Mark felt the dark clouds pass over him. For the first time in a long while, he felt the warmth of the sun. The parents of the boy helped him bathe, cleaned up his room, and took him out to dinner. They continued this every year. Mark became whole again. The cure for him wasn't any fancy doctor, the cure for Mark was forgiveness. Share it with your loved ones.